So I'm currently playing Atelier Resleriana, and it's currently on autoplay. But I feel like I was thinking about this game because I just installed it like half a day ago, and I've just been playing it ever since. But I feel like this is a turn-based game. It's similar to Honkai Star Rail, but unlike Honkai Star Rail, because it's so close to the beginning, I guess it's still kind of anchored in its reality, and it has this sense of continuity in terms of even just speaking about the physics of like their world. Like this is a world of like magic and whatever, right? So so far it hasn't like broken down in any way. It's kind of a believable. Whereas with Honkai Star Rail, I feel like that game doesn't really take itself seriously at all. And you think about, I understand like there's this whole like thing with the ions and they all represent something different. And but when I look at that, I feel like it's it was designed to be kind of like this scapegoated lore. Like it was a lore that was just designed so that they didn't have to explain anything, right? And so when I think of it, a lot of it is just there's no real stakes. You know, people can die, but then they'll come back, or like a lot of things are just kind of iffy and not really that serious. And then also with regards to like how the physics work and stuff, like how the universe works, like it's just kind of like there's no consistency with it. It's just whatever goes, right? And in that sense, at that point, you're just kind of going along with the story, but it has really shaky plot devices to move it forward, right? And so with that, I just don't feel like I take it that seriously. I'm probably not explaining myself that well, but uh, I do feel like I just don't care that much about Honkai Star Rail anymore. And it's kind of something that reminds me of like when I first started watching the Marvel Universe. Like Iron Man, I thought that was great, and then early on, like a lot of things were kind of grounded in some way. But then as things go on, it starts to be like a little bit too humorous, a little bit too rinse and repeat, and just a little bit too formulaic as well. And then you stop really caring, and then they have like these multiverse stuff and all these other things, and you don't really care. Like people die, and they literally came back, and that was like the Infinity War. And then it just didn't matter anymore. Like it gets to a point where, oh yeah, I just kind of want it done. I want it closed. I want that chapter closed. Just because you're just kind of just dragging things along at this point. But anyways, so far I've been playing this game, and I don't know what's going on in most of this game actually, and I'm kind of just skipping through the story because I don't really care about the story. But as far as the gameplay goes, I kind of like it. It's got a lot of like uh, quality of life features, like just like the auto playing is really in depth. It's kind of reminds me of like a mix of Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail in terms of like the autoplay, because I don't have to grind very hard for a lot of things that I need. Basically, it's done in like 5 seconds. If I want to use my stamina 10 times in a row, that'll be done in 5 seconds. It doesn't take longer. I don't have to watch the fights. It literally just lets you. It's called Swift, right? Like it just, I can gather things swiftly, and so that's what I've noticed about it. For example, this is a dungeon, and I all I have to do is just press the lineup, and I'll choose my team. And also, I haven't spent any money on this game, but I've already gotten like a whole bunch of characters. Like I got this Lance guy. He's one of the banner characters right now, and in this game it's 3 stars. And then I got this one and Marie over here, and I don't even know how I got her. Just that was just my first wish. She just that's how I got her. It was just a random, and then uh, other characters just came along as well, with another like couple of wishes. Like, and they just give you. I think you can get like a three of the 3 star characters early on. I don't know which ones are standard banners. I don't know which ones are good or bad. And there's basically no like there's no existing tier lists on this game. This game is severely undermined in terms of like where are all the content creators on this game, because it's so under there's no mining in terms of the content here. There's so much ground that people could cover, but there is none. And I don't even know how to play this game, but I'm enjoying it anyways. Uh, but anyways, I just press battle here, and I already have like all the autoplay stuff set here, so now it's autoplaying and it's going 3 times the speed. There's 3x speed on this, by the way. And so they're just gonna go through. They're gonna pick up some stuff on the ground and fight battles for me, and I don't have to do anything. That's it. Yeah, this is a dungeon, by the way. This is actually like the longest form of farming, whereas the shortest form is like literally like 5 seconds. For like just the regular things, like everything that you're probably used to in Honkai Star Rail is done in 5 seconds. For this one, it's just these weird dungeons that you kind of have to go through. Uh, but I'm also just mastering them, so I think there is after you master them the first time, you can just skip them. But so far, I've never played an Atelier game. I've always thought about it, but then I always figured it might be high maintenance, and I'm just like really just not into high maintenance stuff. I don't like spending too much time on things. And so just trying this out for one day so far, I think it's fun just to try out. And I don't know how long I'm going to continue playing it. I don't know if I'm going to invest anything into it because I am playing like other games. But so far, it's not bad. It was really confusing the first time getting into it because all the interfaces are different. But you know what? I'm actually having more fun in this than I did when I started Zenless Zone Zero. Zenless Zone Zero is this game that I played and I hated early on, and then I started to like it near endgame, and then I played it a little bit more, and then I really started to not like it, and then I was really just not interested in continuing to play the updates because at that point I remember an update coming up, and I'm like, hey, I really don't want to do this update. It's gonna take so much time to finish, and I don't care. And then at that point, I just uninstalled it, and I had a Zuyan and I had a Ellen and everything, and I thought that I probably was on track to get that the next girl after that and the one after them, but I just didn't care anymore. But anyways, I guess that's the way with gacha games. You just try new ones and then you see where it goes. But this one I kind of like it. It reminds me of how can I describe this game? It kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy Tactics mixed with well, I've always seen the concept art for Atelier games, and I feel like it does have like its own distinct style, and it kind of like maintains the like its thin lined style of art, but it's really nice. The graphics are actually really good. The characters look really nice, and they're not like. I mean, I think this character, which I forgot her name already, Rise. They seem to have characters with multiple versions of their costumes, which you can also pull as individual characters. And so I don't know what's going on with that, and I'm not paying attention to the story, so I can't tell you if there's any reason for it. But I think it's interesting that they do have like the same characters just with different outfits, and then when they're in different outfits, they also have different playing styles as well, apparently. But I don't know. I've auto played this whole game so far, and it's kind of just fun to just like plan around and like equip your characters and upgrade them and decide how you're going to use your time without like getting into the nitty gritty of it. But if you wanted to get into the actual like turning off the auto play, you could make decisions about how to play. There are like 3 buttons. There are like the skill button, the another button, and then there's a burst that you have to like. I don't know why it's locked, but it's just not available right now. It eventually becomes available. But see, I don't know this stuff because I don't have to know this stuff. And I like the fact that it has 3x speed because this is 1x speed. Everything's really slow, and you can go to 2x speed, and it's fast, but you can still see what's going on. And then 3x speed is like you just don't even know like whose turn it is. Anyways, I guess that's it. I know it's kind of like a scattered brain, like nonsensical video, but I was just thinking about Honkai Star Rail uh, and how I'm just kind of glad to be in kind of like just a simple fantasy adventure again, rather than something that was kind of less. It's almost nonsense, right? Almost like non-serious. Anyways, I guess that's it. Uh, this is a good game. It's a decent game. I had to take a while to get used to it because there's a lot of things in the menu system and that are really confusing. Maybe I'll just go out here and show you. I don't know if they're gonna force me. No. Okay. All right. So this is the kind of like there's a story that's ongoing right now, and so this background image always changes depending on where you are in the story. And then this is just the main menu. And so in Atelier, you're like some kind of like crafter, and you can do all kinds of stuff like synthesize weapons, armor, accessories, and then these stuff you can use to gear up your characters. And then you have a recipe book where you learn new things to craft in that same area. Look, I'm learning something right now. I don't know when that happened. It just gets unlocked, and then I get rewards for it, and so that's pretty fun. Uh, Another thing is you have this missions page, which is kind of like what's going on with your like weeklies, your dailies, and everything, and you can just kind of like get updates on that, and that's like a right. I'm at the very beginning of this game, so obviously all these things are gonna pop up over and over, and I don't know how the end game looks like, but I mean I think it's just fun just for the experience, even just of the beginning. If you just wanted to play it for the beginning, I think it's pretty fun on its own, and you might even like the story. I think I like sometimes when I wasn't fast forwarding the story, I would just watch the characters because I'd forget to fast forward, but I'd watch them and they'd be like really cute and funny, and so I think the story is probably really good. It's just I don't have time for it. I'm just trying to like get a lot of stuff off my plate right now, and so then you have these memoria, which are kind of like light cones. If you're familiar with Honkai Star Rail. And so right now this is like a signature light cone for this girl who's like the current banner character. I didn't get her. I got the other guy on that banner. Let's see. So this is the wish page. There's like 5 pages down here. And I don't know what these are, but there's a paid currency that says paid under it. And that's how you know it's paid currency. It literally says paid under it. Like, I feel like I appreciate them being upfront about that. And then the non-paid currency doesn't say paid under it, as you can see in the top right corner there. Right? But this is the banner. And you can trial battle the characters. So this is the main person, and this is also another, and this is another 3-star on the banner. I don't know if this guy's any good, actually. I pulled him by accident, and so I have him in my group, and he doesn't seem that strong, even though every single character of mine is like completely decked out. And then there's this other stuff, but mostly you're dealing with just this banner, which you can either use your free currency on or your paid currency on. And then you can organize your parties here. Now, the parties have a lot of members. They have 5 members in your party. And so this is my main party. The main character is right here in number 4 from the left. And then you have this guy, Lands. He's on the banner. And then I got Marie and Riza. And I feel like those two go well together. And then Verona is just like, I think she may be my strongest character. I don't know why she hits so hard, but she does. And the weird thing is that there are no tier lists for this game. There are some tier lists, but when I looked at it, Verona was just like really far on the bottom, and I don't know why. But they seem to like, I don't know how they decide how to build their teams, but all I know is she hits really hard, and I appreciate it. And it saved my butt a lot of times, right? And then you have these like 2-star and 1-star characters, and this is the equivalent of your 4 stars. Now, this character, I'm not sure if it's no, it's Resna. She can be upgraded, and in fact, all of them can be upgraded. And so, you know, in other games where you get constellations or eidolons or whatever you call it, you can upgrade these characters so they become like full 5 stars. But you just have to get enough copies of them, and then when you get copies of them, they also give you currency, and that currency and plus copies of them, which are kind of character specific currencies, you can use those to upgrade them. And so, for example, if I just go to my main, this is the main character, and you go to training and you press awaken, as you see, you need 150 of her currency, or just the generic, or whatever amount of currency you have of hers, plus your generic currency on top of that. And so there's generic currency you can apply to any character, but then you also do get character specific currencies. in terms of for their material awakenings, and then you just get like these upgrades. Now I don't know if it actually enhances everything here. I think it does. I think it enhances everything on this screen. And in terms of like, you get the stat updates, you get the skill updates, and then you also get like enhanced bonuses. And so I feel like that's the same thing as kind of like the Eidolons, except it also increases other things, I guess. And then in terms of their equipment, they have your light cones here. This is like the Memoria. It's called, is the equivalent to the light cones. You can press what they recommend. But I don't know how this recommendation works, because it seems like when I level up these light cones, or whatever you call them, if I set it to auto select something or auto recommend something, it will choose the highest level light cone sometimes. But I don't know if this game is smart enough to know that some light cones are specific to certain characters. Right now I don't have, like, I feel like when it came to this girl here, her light cone was one of these ones. Her memorial, this one, I feel like this is her signature, but I'm not sure. But I feel like this was her signature, but now she's wearing this one because it's higher level. And so I think that makes sense too, because just the stat bonuses alone are probably more worth it. And so maybe if I maxed this out, it would recommend this over this one. But I'm not sure, because there are some characters who, if I press this recommend, it doesn't show any for them at all. And so I'm not sure how well that system works. And then there's this board, which is it's a combination of your traces, if you're familiar with traces in Honkai Star Rail, but it also has this level limit. And so first your character's level 10, and you have to unlock this limit by getting a very easy to get resource. And so you don't have to go through like any like crazy like hoops or anything. You can just get this simple resource, which is the same as the resource for any one of these traces. And then you can just upgrade to the next level, which is it adds 5 levels to the limit. And then they got this just profile stuff, and then just your characters. And so yeah, a lot of this was kind of confusing at first, because obviously it's different than what I'm used to. But eventually you get used to it. Now, there is one more thing other than let's show the shop first. So this is the shop. There's so many different currencies in here. I don't know what they're for. And then some of them, like some of them update just on their own. And then there's like non-paid. This is a paid one, but there are non-paid items that just appear, and I bought them anyways. But there's just stuff here. When you start playing this game, I think they're doing some event right now or something, but you'll get one of these Spark of Memories, and you can actually unlock one of these characters using a Spark of Memory. Now you should probably research which character to unlock. Now I had that character Marie, and so I unlocked Ryza, who went with her, because apparently they're a good combination, and they're both fire. And I don't know if she enhances fire, but this apparently they go well together, and so I selected her. And apparently Ryza is like the top character in the game, and there's other iterations of her. Like there's one where she uses a what is it called? I can't remember the terminology, but there are certain characters here that like do some kind of break. It's kind of like a break effect, something or something. And every version of Ryza seems to be good, and so she's the character basically that you'll probably want to hang on to. And the game seems to favor her right now. See, this is the one. So this is the master's right hand version of Ryza, right? And if you click on her, she's using this axe or something, and so that's similar to Marie, the character I got. Now, where is it? So I got this character, Marie, and she's got the axe as well. And anyways, the one I guess the one that was good for her is, unless I'm wrong about that, I could have misread it, is this other version of Ryza, which is the One Summer Story version. But yeah, she's been really good, actually. She's been my top character so far. Actually, things were going a lot better when all the best light cones and gear were attached to her. But ever since I got this dude here, where is he? The Pirate Lands. Ever since I got him, he's been. And then I use there's an auto button under my head. You probably won't see it. Auto select here on the bottom right. Ever since I started using that button, and it automatically gears them. It equips everything and all the cones to them. So I just use that. But you can only use it if you're only basically maining 5 characters, because it's gonna ruin everything on all your characters. I don't know why there's no ability to lock the gear to these characters. But it'd be nice if there was, because I'd like to auto select these guys, lock the gear to them, and then go over here, and this is the second best team. I want to auto gear them, and then go to the third team, which is these are just the slashes and the nobodies. Nobody likes these guys. Everybody seems to hate this guy, Tao. He is your Yan Qing. He is your Ling Yang. He is the typical young boy character that nobody likes, and he doesn't play very well either. I'm not sure. I haven't confirmed that personally, but that seems to be the case. And you should be very upset if you get more than one copy of him, which I have. And when you get another copy of him, he's not very generous with the sparks that you're supposed to use to unlock these people's their eidolons, or their what do you call it? I can't remember the name of them. And then other than that, I think that's pretty much it. There's this area here. This is probably the same thing as where you get all your materials for upgrading your characters and everything. And so over here, materials quests, that's where you get that's where the dungeons are, and also where these challenge battles are. And so there's all these items in the dungeons, and you get these drops as well, depending on which one you go into. In these dungeons, there's like different difficulties of these ones. Where is it? Okay. Well, yeah, I have to go click into that to see more in the dungeon. And then over training quests. So you have experience. You have weapon stuff. So I'm up to hard right now on this weapon stuff. And so I can just press the green button here, which is just to skip it. But it'll spend 10 of my stamina and just get these items for me on the item drops. And so that's really quick, and it's like done in like 5 seconds. You don't even watch the battle, it just handles it. And then there's currency over here. And then there's orbs, which are the things you use to upgrade your traces and also remove your level cap. And there's like a blue, green, yellow, purple orbs. So each stat requires a different set of orbs. And like I said, it's no problem to farm them. But the thing is, the first time you have to legitimately go through the battle, and even then you have autoplay on probably, or if you want to manually do it, that's up to you. But you can, once you've beat it once, and ideally you beat it with 3 stars, because I think you get better rewards if you autoplay it after having beaten it with 3 stars. I don't know what happens if you autoplay it with only getting 2 stars, but you'll probably get less rewards. And then there's also pieces, which is you get 3 attempts per day to unlock these things, and these pieces are probably for like upgrading your characters. As you can see, this is icon here, and it drops these things that you can use to get new characters. So you basically every day, I'm not sure if every day, but I think it's every day, because I'm still on my first day. But you get this piece, and obviously you need a certain number of them. I think at first you need 50, and then you need 80, and then you need like 170, and it just keeps going up the more you want to upgrade. And also, it doesn't go up a star each time. After 3 stars, it goes up by half a star, and who knows what happens after that. It could go up a quarter of the star. I don't even know. I haven't checked. There's secret quest. This was just unlocked for me. I don't really know what it is, but there's some kind of like, there's several floors in this tower, which I'm on the 3rd floor right now, and I just haven't continued because it's right now so this number here is something to keep in mind. There's always a difficulty number, and I feel like it's pretty accurate, because whenever it was equal, it was like hit or miss whether or not I would get through it. But I like to be well above whatever number it is. So the 1st floor is 7,700, 2nd floor is 7,800, 3rd floor is 8,000. My characters are around 8,000 right now. And obviously when you beat this stuff, you kind of want to 3-star them. And so I'm kind of OCD like that. I don't like to move forward. Move. I don't like to get 1 star and just move forward. I stop where I am until I get the 3rd star, and then I continue. That's just my way. And then there's this order thing. So this is like a daily stamina thing that you get. She prepares these pies every like 12 hours, and you can take these pies. It fully refreshes after like a day or something. And then obviously if you don't claim it, then it's gone. Like you gotta log in every day to get your 2 pies. And right now my stamina is above my stamina cap. I don't know what's up with that. That's kind of weird. I guess the stamina cap is no longer naturally regenning, but right now my stamina is coming through due to questing. And so when I'm reaching certain questing uh, goals, which are set by the game, the milestones, I'm getting like huge chunks. I think I've already got like thousands of that already, and it's just been like the first day. And anyways, that's the game. I didn't really want to talk about this game in full, but I ended up doing it. I was more just thinking about Honkai Star Rail, and then I don't even think I explained myself very well. And unfortunately, I just feel things in abstract ways, and then I didn't really like flesh them out or thinking about it before talking about it. And so I can understand if no one understands what I'm saying, but I guess if some people are really intuitive and they kind of get it, they can wrap their head around what I'm saying. Because I am talking about real things, but I just not very good at explaining it. But anyways, I guess that's it. See you guys in the next video.